Hi everyone, Helen here. I'm continuing on with my little videos about tips on how to have a better life. As I say and have said, I've been on this planet for 60 something years and I've learned a few things. I've learned what doesn't work and I've certainly learned what does work. So here we go, let's share a little more. Last one I talked about the mind, and if you want to hear what I have to say about the mind and the concept of it and that it's intrinsically a part of us, go and have a listen to that one. These are all only about 3 minutes, so it doesn't take very much, but you are not the mind. The mind is a part of you, it is created by you, but you are not the mind, you're something more than that. So this video is about making friends with the mind. Whether you're aware of it or not, the mind is something that we default to at some point in our life. We think it's us, we identify with it, so all those thoughts and all those things going on in our head, all that chatter, it's not you, it's the mind. And one of the hardest things to do is to differentiate between the two of them. But what I did was played a bit of a game with the mind. I wanted to make friends with the mind. And the first thing I had to do was kind of picture the mind as me and the mind in a car. And I realised that the mind was driving the car and I was in the passenger seat and I was at its mercy, basically. So in the game that I was playing with myself and the mind, I swapped seats. I wanted to be in the driver's seat and I wanted the mind to be in the passenger seat. So I had to learn to start negotiating with it and conversing with it. It was the funniest thing. And I mean, if any psychiatrist is listening to this, they'll probably think that, they'll put me into a room somewhere and categorise me with some sort of new condition or something. But you think about it. Stop just for a moment. I'm not going to do it right now, but stop for a moment and just sit quietly and just listen to the chatter and the stuff that goes on in your mind. And then consider who is listening to it. Just a thought, okay? That's just a thought. So you'll start to see that the mind is one construct and you are something else listening to it. So with that in mind, no pun intended, I then started to play games with it. Firstly, I would, if I had a situation turn up, all this stuff would start going on in my head. All these ideas on how to address what was going on, what to say, what to do, all this sort of stuff. And I would just tell the mind to shut up. Now, that worked because really everything went quiet, right? But the mind's a little tricky. It's playing a game of its own as well. And it got used to that game. So sometimes I could just tell it to shut up and it would. Other times I played a little game where I had in my mind a bus and I would tell the mind when it started to get too over the top and started chattering way too much to go sit in the back of the bus. I was kind of playing the parent and it was the child, and it was like, I've had enough, you're talking too much, go and sit in the back of the bus. And the funniest thing was one situation where I was really trying to ponder a situation that was happening in my life at the time. And that was when I could hear the mind, but it was more like now becoming a background noise. I could hear it. And in my own mind, I said to it, I can hear you. And I'm not kidding. It stopped immediately. It really was like it was some other entity or some other, I don't know. It just stopped. And all I could hear was crickets. It really was like an awareness that became aware that I just noticed it. It was kind of like it was chattering away, and as soon as it realized that I was aware of it, zip. And it stopped. These are just little games I played. Mastering the mind. Getting into the driver's seat of my own life instead of it being in the driver's seat. Swapping roles. swapping roles and making friends with it, because you can't fight it, you can't argue with it. You really do need to make friends with it. And it works. It absolutely works. It's incredible. Now, once that starts to work, then something else starts to happen. You start to engage with that spirit, that soul, that consciousness that you are. And that's what you start to listen to. Just contemplate what I've had to say. Just ponder what I've had to say. Because it really is cool stuff. Thank you for listening. Bye.